Hey guys, what's up? Coaching for the Soul, Thursday at 3 has begun. Just had a little outage on my iPad this morning, or today. So that's why that just went on and went off. So yeah, if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my channel. Please like the video and please leave a comment, even if it's just an emoji, because YouTube will use the algorithms to send Coaching for the Soul around the planet. Yeah. And yeah, if you're watching this live, please say hello. This will be on my YouTube channel at 4 p.m. today. And check out billhobart.com for reading specials right now through the end of the month. So check it out, see what's going on, please. This will be on Instagram at 4 o'clock also. Yeah, and it's on YouTube now. So, hey Kathy, hey Sherry, what's going on? Hey Allison, what's up? What's up, what's up? Hey Taz, how's it going? Yeah, so we're gonna do some talking, a little bit of stuff here, a little bit of stuff there. Do a little channel, see what Spirit has to say about what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, Sherry, energy's good for me today. Yesterday was bad till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was horrible. Yeah. So, I think I get like every 18 hours is good. No, every 18 hours is bad. Yeah. So, better than last week though, that's for sure. So, all of us are at different scales right at the Mercury Retrograde. So, we're in those final stretches. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. There's only 6 days left. And it's waning every day. That's the blessing. Is that the intensity is over with. The full intensity was last week, so we're starting to just kind of wean ourselves off it, which is good. And there's a 10-day shadow too, so it shouldn't be that. Yeah, again, it wanes every day, so it's good. But yeah, it's been wow, a lot of stuff going on in the galaxy, in the universe, in astrology. Hi Paula. I don't know what I'm going to talk about when it comes to that, but I know it's going to be something. I'm so spacey today. I've had a lot of good readings. Hey, Melissa. Yeah, so I talked to, oh gosh. I talked to 2-3 people today so far. So I'm a little spacey, big time. So Daisy's asleep on the couch, so that's a good thing. She just ate her lunch. And she's chilling, so that's awesome. So let's start. Okay. So Mercury retrograde ends on the 28th. Got a 10-day shadow after that. It wanes every single day. I'll say that. And the moon on the 19th was absolutely like boom, ding, right? I don't know who else felt it, but I was okay on the day that it was. But the day after, I was blown freaking away. I did a great reading with a new friend who's extremely connected, and after that, I was sky high, 5th, 6th, 7th dimension. I don't know where I was at, but I could barely walk. And the day after, I was exhausted, just exhausted. And then the day after that, which had been yesterday, I was pretty exhausted too. I don't know about anybody else, but I am able to take a nap at like 10 o'clock in the morning after being up for like 3 hours. It's kind of weird. Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty wild. Hey, Jody. Yeah. So, the Mercury retrograde ends, the full moon, the super full moon in Aquarius. Hey, Pat. If you let me know in the comments or on the YouTube channel, that'd be better, because I'm going to take this down as soon as I post it. Spirit said I need to do that now, so more people go to the YouTube to see it. So yeah, put it on the YouTube channel once I post it, which will be it should be up there by 10 minutes after 4. All right. Or you can do it here, and I can say hey, whatever, before I delete it, but you just won't be able to see the answer. You'll just say that Bill sent you a message. So, what else is going on astrologically? There's a lot. Saturn, Jupiter conjunction. Again, Saturn's structure. Jupiter's huge. Let's rock and roll it. Let's make it big. Let's make it awesome. That happens on the 15th. I believe the 15th of this month is when Saturn and Jupiter were conjunct, which is right up in the sky at the same place. The blessing about Saturn's retrograde. The blessing about Saturn retrograde is this. It's not as intense as it is when it is moving forward. one of the only planets that makes it easier for us when it goes retrograde. Okay, so our structure is a little bit looser. It's a little bit more understandable. It's a little bit more comfortable. It's a little bit more, tolerable. Maybe tolerable is the word. Yeah. For a Capricorn, it's the sign. It's the planet that rules my sign, and I'm an Aquarius rising, so it rules that too. In old school astrology, in new school astrology, Uranus has taken its place, which again, okay, because Uranus is getting ready to go retrograde too. So it's like, okay, what's it going to mean? What's it going to mean? What's it going to mean? So there's a lot of things going on, okay? Venus is in play, Mars is in play, Mercury finally goes to 0 degrees of, to zero out of retrograde, okay? Which is a huge blessing for everybody. Understand about Mercury retrograde, guys, this time. It cleared out energy from past lives, okay? Some people, including them, say that it's clearing your whole family's lineage, that we chose to do that in this lifetime, okay? And that's a big thing. Understand, starseeds, all right? Understand that your soul chose to be here this lifetime, to see the transformation that happens on the planet. It'll be a 5-year process, right? The blessing is we get to be here and see it happen as we go back to 5th dimension. Because we came from 5th dimension before we started the 3D thing, the experiment, let's say, all right, that they chose to put us in. And it's okay. It's okay. But you're going to absolutely feel a clearing. You're going to want to do your guided meditations twice a week, separated by a couple of days, so your body can actually heal itself from release all of the energy that you've been carrying, and also energy that is here from past lives, for family members, whoever it might be, that's not here now, okay? Understanding that there's only one gateway to 5D, and that's through us. So understand that if you have family, because again, our soul bubble, I always call it, it looks like a translucent jellyfish without the tentacles, with all the lights inside, right? Could be 200, could be 250, could be 25,000, could be 250,000 souls in your family bubble, right? So you'll have people, family, around the planet that you don't know, but you have a common link in energy. So there'll always be people left in spirit. What we and the others that are here in this lifetime, that are starseeds, okay, some of us are not, all right, some of my family's not, in around the planet. Our job is to clear everybody's energy from 3D in that bubble, okay? Again, that's our job. We chose to do it. So with some people, if your journey just started, it's kind of hard. If in the middle of your journey, it's really hard. If you're at the end of your journey, okay, or close to it, it's not as hard. You'll have days that are jacked up, but you won't have the whole 28 days or 26 days being jacked up, all right? So you can tell how hard your week is by how many days you are emotional, angry, PO'd, want to be alone, want to be secluded, things like that, okay? It's a big thing right now because they're getting us ready for the 5th dimension. They're getting us ready to make that transformation. And 5th dimension is where we've come from, and it's going to absolutely feel like home. We already know what we are going to be and do when we move as slowly as possible or as quickly as possible into the 5th dimensional energy, okay? Be easy on yourself. If you got to cry, cry. If you want to laugh, laugh. If you want to get pissed off, take a tennis racket, hit the freaking pillows on the couch, as long as there's nobody around, right? If you got to release that energy, do it any way that you can, as long as you don't hurt yourself or other people. That's what it's all about, okay? Because it's available to you. Again, You got to complain? Complain to them. They're ready for you to Spirit loves the word, oh God, I forgot the word. I forgot the word. Yeah. Out of my head. Yeah. To like throw up. They like you to vent. They like you to get it out of your body. They like you to give it to them. Give it to them, give it to them, give it to them. They don't care what you say, how you say it. I've had plenty of MF conversations with them in the past 10 years, okay? And it's okay. They work for you. But you have to use them to keep the channel open, all right? A lot of people opened up a channel to get messages, however they come. Again, it can be hearing, it can be sensing. Again, I get sentences, I get pictures, I get all kinds of stuff. It just comes out of my mouth because I am regurgitate. That's the word, regurgitate. He loves that word. Being able to be as balanced as you can when you want to receive the messages without ego. Again, if ego kicks in, ego, that's not true, that's a lie. Don't forget that. Ego, that's not true, that's a lie. Ego, that's not true, that's a lie. All right? Say it out loud. Okay? Just don't look crazy in a room of people. Just go to the bathroom and do it if you're getting triggered. Because ego is going to trigger you as often as you allow it to. All right? That voice in your head is trying to keep you alive in third dimension. It does not know what that energy is in front of you that you want to move into because it's pulling you in, right? Ego's like, wait a minute, we don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. It's different energy that I'm used to in 3D. So it's going to do everything it possibly can to jack you up. It's going to do everything it possibly can to stop you from moving forward. Okay? It truly is. It's its job. It's a third dimensional instinct. We do not have it in 5D or 6D or 7D or 8D or up to 12. We didn't have it in 5D before. It's a survival instinct that they gave to us to fight or flight. Okay? As we go into further and further into 5D, it will turn into a positive reinforcement in our head. Okay? But again, they planned it that way. So give us an easier way to maneuver because we didn't know anything back in the day. We've never been this smart in our existence in 3D. All right? So again, spirit that or ego, that's not true, that's a lie. Ego, that's not true, that's a lie. And eventually what will happen is it will be less often. It will also be, there'll be a time because when you say ego, that's not true, that's a lie, you raise your vibration. Trust me, you do. Okay? It took me 9 months, 2019, of when Spirit just one day was telling me, ego, that's not true, that's a lie, and I was doing this with my ear. Ego, that's not true, that's a lie. And I'm like, what the hell is that about? I don't know. I didn't know what it was. Because you have to teach that. Really, why? Because people look at their ego all the time, every day, all day. Even when they're sleeping, they do it. Hey, what's up with the hand? He goes, well, for you, Bill, you need to have some action that makes you listen to it, which is true. Which is true. Okay? So if this works for you, because it goes right into your ear canal and right to your brain, it all gets sucked up in there because that's not true. It's a lie. Right? So it allows you to move faster, especially during Mercury Retrograde. Okay? Because Mercury Retrograde is communication. And it's going to do everything it possibly can to jack up your communication. Okay? People are more angry. They're more frustrated. They're more everything. Right? Because they don't know what's going on with their energy. They won't call it that, but that's what it truly is. That's what it truly is. Okay? What else is going on there? I think there's a lot. September is going to be a month of, depending on where you're at in your journey, right? It's going to be a kind of a, what the hell? It's going to be kind of a what the hell. And the best thing that you can do is stay grounded, right? Stay present, stay conscious. You got the tools, everybody. You truly do. You got the tools, right? You just have to say, okay, so Spirit, what's up with that? They got to be your best friends, everybody. They got to be your best friends. And if you're not talking out loud, you are stopping your progression. They know that. They've got it planned in your soul journey. that this person's going to procrastinate. They're not going to do what they need to do because they're not ready yet, because they're not ready yet. They won't be ready until this date. When they finally say, okay, Spirit, what the hell? Yeah, they know everything. When you're asleep, when you're awake, they know everything. So as soon as you get that down in your head, you use them as your sounding board. You use them as your, again, I have had many conversations that were loud. My neighbors probably thought he's freaking crazy back in the day when I was frustrated. I don't know what was going on. Again, it's about absolutely surrendering. Hardest thing you'll ever do in your freaking life, I'm telling you, is surrender. Is surrender, because you cannot resist that energy. You cannot. They'll make your life hell, and you will. And it's not. They're not doing it on purpose. They're reacting to your energy of not releasing what you need to release, holding it inside so that it makes you volatile, so it makes you depressed, so that it makes you saucy, right? Snotty, whatever. Yeah. See, they'll make it so that you have to express. You have to blow a top, right? And unfortunately, it's usually with people who didn't expect it or didn't deserve it, right? So the more connected you are with your heart and your head connected, right? And ego's in there too, guys. Ego's in there too. Ego's connected to your heart, and it will screw you up as often as it can with love. With all of the things that are in there that you have yet to discover. Codependency, narcissism, hate, anger, abandonment. All the things that you've gone through all of your lifetimes, everybody. Okay? And it is absolutely really something that takes work on. But if you're connected to them, right? And you're doing your meditation so your energy's balanced as possible during the Mercury Retrograde for sure. That's 28 days long, or 26 days long, or any other aspects that's going on in the universe. It is helpful if you can get yourself as balanced as possible, so that when you do get a hiccup, it's not traumatic. It's not traumatic, right? But eventually, that's all got to come up and got to be regurgitated, because then they fill you with divine light, right? And as soon as the divine light hits, they fill your body with more junk from down here that you pushed down for 3, 4, 5, 6, 9,000 years, digging up grubs with a stick. Who knows, right? We don't know. See, all we can tell with our Akashic records is the past few lifetimes, or however many lifetimes there is. There's others that are gifted, like Lori Lipton, who does those types of things. And it was she did one for me, and it was amazing. And I've told you guys about it before. So September is going to be up and down depending on where you're at in your journey. The more conscious you are, the better. Okay. Okay. Democratic Convention is this week. It's been pretty cool. Pretty high level vibration. It ends today, and then we kind of go through to the election. In some states, voting starts in 3 weeks, so like at the end of September. So it's on, and prepare yourself for the circus. Okay, prepare yourself. It's going to be some troubling things going on, and you're going to go into fear. You're going to go into fear. You're going to feel like you're dying, like you're confused. You won't know what's going on. You'll be full of anxiety, things like that. But the white light always wins, guys. So just keep that in front of your head, right in front of your mind, that this is transformation like we've been going through. It ain't easy. It's brutal as hell. But we have to make the transformation to fifth dimension, which is where our country's going. Okay? So you're safe. There'll be plenty of food. There'll be plenty of everything. Will there be some things that happen? Yes. That are disturbing? Yes. Will there be another January 6th? Yes. They'll do everything they possibly can to not let the election get certified. Okay? And we'll win. the darkness always loses. It always loses. And if it doesn't lose like it didn't in 2016, it's only for a short period of time. And it's over with right now, okay? It truly is. Hence why everything happened the way that it did with Joe Biden, all right? So we'll be fine. Just make sure that you vote. I don't care who you vote for, but make sure that you vote, okay? Here in Michigan, I think we can vote 3 weeks out from the election, and in Ohio, the same thing. I'm not sure about Indiana, but or Wisconsin, so I'm not really sure. But here in Ohio, we can vote 3 weeks before, I believe it is, I think. So yeah, so that's all gonna be a cluster. Yeah, just keep it. Just have resources available to calm yourself down, because you're gonna feel it. Trust me, you're gonna feel the upheaval. You're gonna feel the WTS. You're going to, and you're gonna feel it every place that you go. Every place that you go in the United States. Okay, because it's again understanding that that the darkness has to be defeated, right? A third dimensional source, right? So yeah. There'll be a lot of stuff said, a lot of stuff, blah 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 blah, a lot of propaganda, a lot of junk. Don't listen to it, okay? Don't listen to it. It's just not true. We're gonna, again, the light's gonna prevail. Don't worry about that, okay? So, let's talk about something else. Okay, what else do you want to talk? What else do you want to talk about? Okay, so 2 things. So I don't know how long this is gonna be. Probably our hour. Okay, so first off is after the Mercury Retrograde ends, people are going through a lot of money stuff right now, okay? Again, money script is huge. And that's simply because in your lifetimes, you've never been wealthy, okay? You've never been wealthy. And I can guarantee you, most of us have not. Probably 99.9% of us have never been wealthy in our lifetimes, okay? But a lot of starseeds believe that they're supposed to be rich this lifetime, which is true. Ancient money, remember me talking about that? Ancient money is very, very real. It is very real, all right? And as you get to the last quarter of your journey, all right, after you've tamed your money script, right, the money starts to show, all right? Again, I just know this from myself. I know this because when Lori Lipton did my soul retrieval, soul journey, whatever it was called, I don't remember. When she went back down and everybody's there. If you guys haven't heard it, I'll tell you it really, really fast. That she went down under, and I had 9 Hawaiian guides in Hawaiian shirts on the left side. Okay, and if I can remember all of it, yeah, that was on the left side, and then on the right side there was all these I forget what they're called, the balls that you know the when you go into the grocery store or Big Lots or wherever you go, there's the candy machines and stuff like that. We're usually on the left hand side, right hand side maybe too, and there's those clear plastic things with gifts inside. I had over 100 of those all over the floor with silver particles inside. They were things that had happened to me in all my lifetimes. And Lori has a magic bag that she picks them up and puts them in the bag and they disappear. So they clear you from they clear its energy from your body, from your human, okay? And then she looked in front of her, and I was sitting on a golden throne, and there was a big blob of gold in oblong shape above my head, about an inch and a half, 2 inches above my head. And she asked, "What is that?" And they said, "It's Bill's ancient money." Okay, he put it away for now. All of you did. You put it away for now. All right. And she was interested in that, like, wow, that's kind of cool that he actually did that. And they explained to her, I don't know when the verbiage, that yes, that he put the gold, the silver, because he knew he'd be back now for the change of the planet when we were energy beings. Okay, and that was fascinating to me, fascinating to me. So as she was wrapping up, I don't remember the last part of it. Only thing I remember is the 9 guides on the left had changed their shirts to different Hawaiian shirts, and that's what I remember about that. It was amazing. It was amazing to me. Unfortunately, she didn't tape it on Zoom, so I don't have it to listen to. And I understand why, because again, humans can get fixated on that stuff, right? When, how. Allison got chills. Cool. So as we go through this, we don't know that type of stuff of what they're doing, right? We don't know all of that cool, intricate stuff. We just know that once we get there, as we progress, we'll actually know that, all right? We'll actually know exactly who we are, where we came from, and the ancient money will come in our progression, all right? Because it's our reward for agreeing to the soul journey, okay? Because again, your soul knows where you're going and how you're going to do it, right? But human can be very particular, let's say, and not start it later in their life. Again, for me, it happened when I was a kid. I just talked out loud, and I've told many people about that. How do I know how to do that? How do I know how to use a screwdriver or a wrench? Never used that in my life. Never had to do that stuff. My dad and brothers did that stuff. I was a princess. Like, sorry, but I ain't got to do all that stuff. That's what you boys are for, right? And my sister and I didn't have to do those things because we were 5-6 years behind my two older brothers and my dad. Didn't have to. But I knew how to use a screwdriver. I knew how to use a hammer. I knew how to hammer nails. How do you know how to do that? Again, I'm not that guy at all. I don't want. If I don't have to do it, I'm not going to do it. Prime example right there. Spirit says, okay? If I don't have to do it, I'm not going to do it. Well, we all have that choice when we're coming up through our transformation, right? How many of you 10 years ago knew anything about this? 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when you were 30. I didn't know anything about anything. I knew I had a voice in my head. I knew that I was clairvoyant, but I didn't know the word, right? I thought it was my mom a lot of times. After she passed away in 1988, she helped me find parking places in downtown Chicago where I lived. It was kind of cool, but not full strength, right? And so as we go through the transformation, hang on. I know. In 3D, the energy is heavier, and you don't get to transform as quickly as we do now. Now it's easier than ever. And I tell people that all the time, that if you would have started, again, I started in 2014, and there was nothing about 5D, 6D, none about that at all. Nothing at all like that. It was just about tarot cards and clairvoyance and Reiki, and never even heard of quantum healing before because it's brand new. It's all stuff that was going on, but people didn't really know about it, right? It wasn't common, let's say. So those of you who have started in the past 5 years, that you're drawn to this, 10 years, drawn to this, right? This wasn't available 10 years ago, okay? Forms of it were, but now YouTube's full of it, which is a blessing. That tells you what's going on. It tells you that the transformation is in full swing. It is in full swing. And wherever you're at in your journey, and the UPS guy's here, wherever you're at in your soul journey is where you're supposed to be. The blessing is the energy is much lighter now. It's way later now. Oh my God. Again, Spirit has said time and time again, one big thing you let go of, and 5 or 6, 7, 8 little things, attach yourself to it and get cleared. Where back in the day, it was one thing at a time, and it was excruciatingly painful. Excruciatingly painful, right? Because you had to find out why, you had to sit, you had to do all these types of things that you weren't guided to do. Why? Because ego didn't want you to do it. Ego did not want you to do it, see? And so who knew about ego? I knew it was there, but I thought ego was, you think you're cooler than anybody else. Not really. Survival skill, right? So we didn't have all that information unless you were a guru from way back, like the 90s, early 2000s, things like that, who were kind of like, there wasn't really psychic fairs, things like that, and there's not anymore either. But because it's had its time, It really had its time. But it's easier now to let stuff go. It's easier to be guided if you allow it. That's the key. You got to allow it. You got to surrender. You got to absolutely do your guided meditations because it helps you clear your energy when you don't have to do anything. Do your tapping. Tell you what, tapping is one of the easiest things to do to release energy. And if you're not doing it, there's a family, a site on Instagram, a family on Instagram who does it, and they do all kinds of videos all the time. I always post them on my Facebook page. Okay, and again, they come from Instagram, and it is absolutely amazing how a little bit of this, 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 energy just disappears. Okay, and it is fantastic. Did we know that? Did I know that 5 years ago? No idea at all. Okay, so there's all kinds of teaching, Spirit says, that are coming to the forefront because more and more people need to understand what to do. Really, what to do. And that's so very, very, very important. Okay? But we have to go back to basics, right? Because you're always going to have to start again. Because we forget what we did to get there. Ego, that's not true, that's a lie. Plain and simple. Talking to Spirit. So many people stop talking. It's like, oh my God, stop. You got to start talking. That channel needs to be open if you want them to be able to contact you in a normal fashion. I say normal because it's normal for me, right? I'm in that channel space all the time. I have a really hard time telling Daisy what to do when we're on a walk. I can't talk because I'm not connected. And so I'm trying to get my vocabulary back, my voice back when I'm not channeling, but I channel all the time. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird thing. And I stutter anyway, so the stutter kind of enhances the fact that I can't speak much anymore when I'm not channeling. See? So as we go through this massive transformation, and your body gets lighter and lighter, and your energy gets just lighter and lighter, and you have more of your good days than you have of the bad days, okay? You will, if you're conscious, if you're grounded, right? You'll go, okay, what are the good days about, and what are the bad days about? It's usually energy. It's anger, it's fear, it's frustration, understanding. We disconnect from Spirit when we're sleeping. We're still doing it. They're still working on us, right? With all the stuff that's inside of us. It's kind of like when you preheat the oven, right? To bake that cake, you got to preheat it. Well, we're in the preheat stage. It's still heating up, still working, right? When you wake up in the morning and you're angry, it's hard to get it. It's hard to get it to go away because it's the last little bit. Hey, Rachel, it's the last little bit of what you have to release. And I do this little workout thing in the morning with the man from the temple in Germany that's from China. Like 13 minutes of you move your hands and your arms and your wrists and everything else. It gets your blood moving big time. Gets your energy flowing. It's very hard to get your energy flowing. You have to do something in the morning. Some people meditate. For me, meditation doesn't work in the morning. I'll be back asleep, right? It's easier for me to do the exercises, which I post them on my Facebook page every day that I do them, which is about 4 or 5 days a week. Okay, other days I'm just too busy in the morning with the girl. She's having a good day, bad day, whatever. Again, it all revolves around her, which is fine. She's a puppy, so it doesn't bother me at all. But sometimes I can't do it because I'm just not in that space, right? If it's a really good day, I'm way up here. I can't even get myself to sit down in the chair because I'm click, 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 and the energy is so intense, right? I can meditate, but I can't do much else. So as we go through September, October, November, December, okay, into 2025, it's going to be a remarkable shift for everybody on the planet, good and bad. All right, good and bad. You're going to you're going to feel a lot of things that you don't understand. Sit with them. Spirit, what's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? What's that? Ask them questions, because when you ask them questions about everything, right, they'll answer you eventually. But what it does is it raises your vibration. And that's what it's all about. Connection with your guides is everything. It's everything. They may not talk to you directly, but you'll see a YouTube freaking video that when you open up a YouTube feed, it's the first one there, second one there, whatever, or it's down the feed, and your eyes go right directly to it. Oh, that's for me. You'll know it, because you will know it, right? And you will sense that that's for me. That's for me. It may be a question that you asked a week ago, 2 weeks ago, but you'll know internally that that's for me. But it usually happens faster than that, like the next day or the same day. Sometimes it happens later in that day, right? Because they want you to they don't want you to learn. They want you to connect so that they can activate what's going on in your ascension. In your ascension, okay? And it's just about being conscious and not allowing ego and your external world to dictate you, to dictate what you do and how you do it. Now, I understand, you got kids, got a husband, got a wife, whatever, right? But you have to carve out time. You have to carve out time. Even if you do it, even if you do meditation on the way to work, or while you're in the shower, or whatever, when you're putting your makeup on, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? I like music, right? Music makes me happy. It takes away my right? And it's all good. Sometimes I do YouTube feeds, right? Because I'm in the learning space, right? I'm open. There isn't anything cluttering everything up. Because right now is a time of mostly good, where your brain's good, where you're in the flow, where you are, and you're conscious of the flow. I know, because Spirits wants to say, some people believe they're higher than they actually are. Or they think, no, I'm good right here. You don't have a choice. If you're watching Coach for the Soul, you're going higher. Okay? Nothing you can do is going to change that. You may think that you can, but London Bridge is going to fall down. Yeah. And you're going to be ill-prepared when things start to crack, right? Because your world is going to, if you're living in 3D, it's definitely going to crack and fall away. And it could be replaced by a brand new vision, brand new everything, that you're going to be like, wow, this is pretty freaking cool. But what about? And that's what Spirit has in your plans, right? Is you have to be part of the ascension, part of the collective. Don't have a choice. Your soul chose it. And I know 3, 4, 5 people that watch this program that believe they're right. I'm good where I'm at. I'm really good where I'm at. And I can have everything that I want. No, you can't. No, you can't. Even ascended people that are truly in 5D most of the time, struggle because we live in a 3D world. There's always intrusions in us, right? Intrusions in our energy, and you have to be okay with that, because we are never going to be for 5, 10 years when the world is totally different, not in 3D. We've been in 3D for over 12,000 years. It's not going to go away in 4 months. It's not. 5 years? If they help us big time. 10 years? Probably 10 years. As us, the collective, completely change how we think, how we eat, what we do. Those things are crazy. All those types of things. See? How we work, how we play, how we have fun. I mean, again, it's going to be a completely different world, especially when it comes to the children that are born after the year 2000. Because they're all starseeds. And their baggage falls away much easier than it does us, right? We came in for the long friggin' haul, if you're anything after age 30, right? You came in for the long haul. And the blessing of the people who did come in earlier, because you get to be here more often, right? You get to be here more time, I should say. And you get to see more things. Not that we're going to die early, because we're not. We're going to extend our lifetime. 20, 30, 40 years, in fact. So some people die around 130. but they won't act, but they won't age. They'll be able to still be active because of the discoveries that they're already starting to make about the oceans and things like that. Okay, so yeah. What else does he want to talk about? Hang on. Oh, he knows if you're a female or a male and you have kids or a spouse or whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. That again, you have to carve out time for yourself if you possibly can. You possibly can, because especially if you have children who were born after the year 2000, because they're looking at you going, "What's wrong with you?" And probably when they were younger, they were telling you cool things about past lives or whatever, and hopefully you believe them. If you weren't on your spiritual journey yet, if you thought it was kind of cool, or dad thought it was kind of cool, or wife thought it was kind of cool, okay? Because you're not going to catch up to them. They don't have this baggage, the energy that you've got, but you'll be able to support them and enhance them and give them good tools, good boundaries to live successfully in 3D until it's completely gone. Now, narcissism is being, oh my God, this Mercury retrograde and the energy is bringing narcissism to the forefront. Okay, there is an absolute shit ton of people with that had narcissistic mothers, fathers, husbands, wives, whatever, and their children are dealing with that now, and it is because 5D is pretty close. For the people that are in that situation, 5D is really close, right? Because narcissism is a third dimensional programming that they learned somewhere in their lifetime from their parents, grandma, grandpa, whoever, okay? Children learn how to be that from their parents or their grandparents, okay? That is and they have to be decoded. They have to be reprogrammed, especially the children. And the wives and the husbands too, if they've got vice versa, right? That's a huge thing right now. So if you had or have somebody who is all about themselves, it's time to do some narcissism meditations. From Steve Noble would be the best, as far as I'm concerned. He does great release videos. It's pretty great. Yeah. What else do you want to talk about, Spirit? Anything else? Okay. If you live any place in the north, the leaves are already changing on the trees. In Michigan, they are. Detroit, I say 20% of the trees are already turning yellow, orange, purple, right? They're shifting. It's the end of freaking August, and the last week has been like the end of September. It's been extremely cold. We're gonna have a very early winter across the country. The La Nina in the Pacific is not as strong as they thought it was going to be, and it's going to be a little bit lesser than, but it's going to change the weather than what we've been used to for the past 4 or 5 years. It's been colder up here, more snow. Ugh. I'm asking Spirit, please don't let me be here. If you can get me the heck out of here, I would appreciate that. As soon as possible, before the first snow, please. Daisy will love it. She loves the snow. She would sit out there when I got her in January, February, when it's snowing like hell outside. She'd be sitting out there covered with snow, just loving it, because she got that fur on her back, and it's really, really thick. And it's getting thicker now because it's getting to be wintertime. So that's going to be kind of a shift, as well as the ascension, as well as the American election, as well as all kinds of different things that are going to kind of throw us for a loop. Release. Don't worry about stuff you can't control. Can't control the weather. Can't control school. Can't control the way the leaves turn. Can't control anything. The election, can't control anything, right? So don't remove yourself from it, because you got to be informed, right? I've gotten in contact with some people in the last couple of weeks that are people that are doomsdayers, and I've told all of them that's not a doomsday situation. Oh, but I heard, no, you're not going to, You're not fully connected to. No, there's not going to be such a thing. Is it going to be an easy transformation? No. Is it going to be a pain in the butt? Yes. Is it going to be another pandemic type thing where there's not a lot of food? No. There's still enough food. So it's all about dealing with your fear and making sure that you make solid choices. Okay? Take care of yourself. Just take care of yourself. That's what it's all about. Take care of yourself. Take care of your kids. Take care of your husband, your wife, whoever it is. Okay? Because that's what it's all about. Because, again, we're not going to be cut off like COVID. It's not going to happen. It's about staying away from places that doesn't serve you. Just like anything. Right? Again, in Detroit, is there a place you shouldn't go? Yes. I don't care what your race is. You shouldn't go in there. So you stay away. That's all you got to do. Go to the fun stuff. Go do all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah. Same thing if you go anywhere. Okay? Just don't isolate yourself. And don't buy those Patriot meals, whatever's on TV. Again, it's a scam. It's just another scam. If you don't lose power normally, you don't need a generator. There's going to be plenty of power. Again, Spirit's got us. If that doesn't show us already that we're divinely guided, as a country for sure, nothing will. Nothing will. So many things have happened in 2024, hell, from 2020 to now. You have to roll with the punches because you can't control it. Can't care. There's so much distortion, Spirit says, about our daily lives. Gas, food, clothing, just expenses in general, right? That is all going to shift. Trust me, it's all going to shift. All going to shift. Once we get into 2025, past the month of March, it will be pretty much mostly easy sailing. Mostly easy sailing. Things will be much, much better. Chimes. Let's see. Oh, and I caught the chimes on a coat today, and now I have only 2 bars left instead of 4. So it still works pretty good, but it looks like a poor little. it's like a poor little chimes. Yeah. It's all lopsided and stuff. So I'm going to try to find somebody who will restring it for me because I still have the other 4 chimes. But it still sounds. It's been after it got knocked over and it started to chime again. I'm like, well, that's pretty freaking cool. Thank you, Spirit. But the guy was like, what the fuck? Why did you make the coat grab hold of it? And Mercury Retrograde. And also I got a little bit of, we don't need it anymore. I like it. Buy a new one. I don't want to buy a new one. No, I want that one. Until they tell me I can't have it anymore, it gets broke again. I'm going to take it with me. Yeah. One of the things I'm taking to Hawaii, right? So, okay, think he's good. Readings are still on sale through the end of the month. $85 for 30 minutes, $105 for 60 minutes, and $155 for an hour and a half, which is a pretty good deal. They're all $50 off the regular price, okay? Check those out. Tell your friends about it, whatever. Tell your friends about me, if you would, please. And the YouTube channel, please. What else? I do Saturday readings, too, from 11 to 2. Same prices. But there's only, again, from 11 to 2, there's only 4 or 5 or 6. Well, there's 3 hours. And so it would be 6 half hours. So book one of those if you're around this weekend. It's going to be beautiful here in Michigan. It's going to be warm, 89 degrees and sunny. Again, we're back to summertime, which is wonderful. And Labor Day is next weekend, a week from this week. So, okay. You know how to get a hold of me, okay? Those of you that do, I will tell you, and I think I said this last week, there are people that take advantage of the questions, okay? And if I don't answer back after the first one, it's too much, okay? But there are 1 or 2 people that I love texting with, and because they're just genuine, they're real. Some others think that if I answer 1, I'm going to answer 5 or 6 or 7, and not book a reading, not pay anything, not donate anything at all. It doesn't work like that. This is what I do for a living. and everybody should respect that. All right, yeah. So let me see what else, if there's anything else I want to talk about. Oh, if you guys would, I'm going to go post this on YouTube. If you would go over to YouTube at about 4:15 and leave a comment or an emoji. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. If you comment, like the videos, things like that. I'm way up in there now, so I can't really think about the things I should be thinking about. It doesn't work like that. I wish it did. Yeah, but you know where to find me. Book a reading. I'll see you next Thursday at 3 o'clock. Coaching for the Soul. Check out the tapping, right? Do your meditations. And namaste, everybody. I love you. This is a pretty good deal. I look forward to this every Thursday at 3 o'clock. So hope you guys got something from this. If you don't understand something, text me. Do whatever you got to do. I'll answer the question. Okay? Trust me, I will. Watch other Coaching for the Souls. Okay? Been doing it since 2017. So you can look back and see all the cool things that's changed. How you've changed. Things like that. All right? So I'll see you next Thursday, guys. Coaching for the Soul. Thursdays at 3. See ya.